Hey y'all, welcome to Rotten Rust Garage. I'm Kevin, and I don't have a plan this weekend. Well, a loose plan, I guess. And as in loose, as in tie up some loose ends on the old girl here. And also, I think I'm going to start off this fine Saturday with trying to get the broken off stud out of the 360 head that's hopefully going to go into Dod E, the old 76 truck outside. So let me wrestle with that for a little while, and just there's only one way to get started, and that's to get started. So let's go. If I were only a better welder, maybe. So I'm on my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th nut on this thing. And no matter what, I just am not getting good penetration into the stud down inside of there. And they feel like they're going to bite, then they just twist right off. The first couple, no bite at all. Really cranked up the amps. And I thought that, just regular MIG welding rod was not supposed to stick to cast iron. And yet this one is. This is getting frustrating, and I got 3 more nuts to go. And then I'm just gonna abandon hope because I really suck at getting broken off studs out. I mean, there's just no two ways around it. Looks so easy when you watch people do it on the tube, but not this guy. This is the thing. Is it this one? No, not that one. There's one of these. I actually had a pretty decent bite on the there's one of these I had a pretty decent bite onto the stud, and it twisted off, and so I tried to build up the stud a little bit, and you'll see, I'll pop this off, it's still hot, let it cool, but you'll see that this MIG welder is actually sticking to this cast iron, and it looks like it's sticking to it pretty good. And this is frustrating because I can't get through the nut to the stud because I'm too shaky and jittery, and I'm not a good welder, and I hit probably the sidewall of the nut before I am really making good contact with the stud on the weld puddle and build it up. So that's why I end up with this garbage, where it's kind of just a little tiny bit of it touching. So frustration. This is a perfectly good head, and I really don't want to have to take it to a machine shop for him to fix my boogering, but I'm going to keep these heads even if I can't get this thing out, and I will eventually get that sorted out. But damn, it should not be this hard. This one's kind of far down in there, but man. So I think I'm going to end up, if I got 3 more shots, this one's going to break right off. Here, let me just show you. It did not bite well. Yeah, there it goes. I just felt it break. Yeah. Yep, and that's what I'm left with. I don't know if the cameras or the light is helping or not, but that's what I'm left with. Just come on, man. And yes, I did try the die grinder on the stud down there. I'm building up some weld on it, but I got the tip of the die grinder to clean off the top of the stud to where I got a good bite, and that's got a good bite on there, but it's also got a pretty good bite right there on this damn cast iron. So that's just, I'm basically welding that whole thing solid. I guess it'll take probably like a mag base drill at the machine shop where he can just get it perfect, and he'll probably drill that whole damn thing out and put an insert in it, I guess. And it'll probably cost me $200, who knows. I just got to go up there and ask Roger what it's going to cost me, because I suck at this. I got 2 more shots, and then I'm going to fold the towel. Figured 10 tries is plenty. I also really want to clean these valves off. I got them semi-clean, but they got still a lot of crap on them. And what better way than a fine wire brush on a bench grinder. Tried to fire my bench grinder up this morning, and it's gone. It's dead. Now I got to go to Lowe's Depot and get another bench grinder so I can clean these up a lot better. And sheesh, what a pain in the tuchus. Oh, and I cannot find the right valve stem seals in the engine rebuild kit that I have. There's only 10 of the ones that fit. 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry, 8 of the ones that fit. All the rest of them are giant, you know, umbrella style, or the real shallow umbrella style. I don't even understand that. They don't fit around the posts down in there, and they're just gonna ride up and down with the valve, which is stupid. And these were pretty good. They're just, they got some kind of nylon inside of there. Really cool. I wish I could find a set of these. These were probably factory, but they are rock hard. Wish there was a way to recover them and make them supple again, but I don't know how to do that. They are cool though. Little insert on them. I guess that's probably UHMW or nylon maybe. But yeah, I bought a set and they came in and they don't fit. They're way too big for the stands. They just flop around on there. So this one's good to go. This one's ready to be put back together. But again, I may end up using these other 360 heads after all, and having to break those down, set the springs, valve springs aside, mark them, and yeah, painful. Always takes way longer. This battery's in. All right, working on the Charger, and I'm having all kinds of fun right now. Not even close. So what you're seeing here is a tap, and what you're seeing in there is grease. I greased it up so that I could tap into the aluminum transmission housing, where the freaking cooling tube, the trans fluid cooling tube, just stripped out. Trying to bend it a little bit out of the way, messing with the starter, and man, that thing just came right out of there. So I greased it up. I'm sure I got some aluminum down in the transmission, no doubt. That's the way things go for me. So golly, I'm about had it with this thing right now. I think I need to take a little break. It's not only that, it's header bolts, you name it. I can't stand messing with headers, and I've done it a million times, but this is just getting ridiculous. Man, the Mopar gods have not smiled on me today. I should have hung it up hours ago, man. I have struggled with simple things. Well, I thought it'd be simple, but so I haven't been filming today because I've been under the car and there's not enough room for me, much less the camera. Fiddling with stupid stuff that should have gone really easy, but trying to get the stupid starter in there, and I have never been more challenged with a starter than this car, this engine, this setup. I put a mini starter behind, or to a 440 727 in a 73 Challenger 25 years ago, and that went in, as I recall, fairly easily. This is nothing like that. I don't know, I think it's the Chinesium that they've made this starter out of. It's a special starter that you can index it to get it away from your headers, and I'll get under there in a little while and kind of show you the wrestling match. You can't get a wrench on the lower nut. I can get a wrench on the top bolt, but it feels like it's not wanting to go into there all the way. I suspect maybe it's just slightly off center with the bolt hole. Seen that before with Chinesium. I'm sure you have too. But you know, bolt-in parts these days are anything but. You better plan on having a file and a hammer and a pack of bubble gum and a wad of tape to get them to fit. Just unreal. So kind of where I'm at, I thought, well, I'll do an easy one while I'm under here. I'll slip these engine mount bolts in. Not so fast. That one fought me and fought me and fought me. I had to get a drift pin out and try and get the engine, jack the engine back up, lower it back down, jack it up, lower it down, blah, 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 blah. The driver's side one fit in just fine. This one did not. It did not want to line up. And those motor mounts aren't going to move anywhere. They are laid up against the block. I suspect what's causing that to be off. Again, you won't be able to see it from up here. I'll get it underneath the car, maybe tomorrow. But the actual biscuit bolt that comes through that motor mount down there lays up against the block. On this side, I cut it off with a cutoff wheel. I should have done the same thing over here, and I didn't. I have a long list of things to do, stupid stuff like getting all this sealed up, get this gasketed, get this sealed up, get these sealed up, run the spark plug wires. I Can't get the last plug in because the plug threads are gacked. Not in the head, but on the plug itself. So I'm going to order a new one. Not going to just try and ramrod it on home. I don't know how it got gacked, but they're gacked. So another $4 spark plug, whatever. I still got to get kick down linkage in the return for that. There's a spring goes backwards and a little slidey McBob thing that goes on there. I haven't been able to find that yet. Got to figure that out. I've been underneath of there hooking up the transmission linkage, just, you know, sliding the washers on, putting the cotter keys in. But as I mentioned, when I was dorking with that starter, the transmission cooler tube popped out, stripped out the threads, tapped that, gently ran that brass fitting back in there. I think it's going to hold. We'll see. Probably going to leak now. Who knows? But it has been a fight today. And I'm pretty much tired of being on my back underneath of this pig. Not very thrilled about any of this right now. So bear with me. Hopefully I can, you know, get a little further along. I got to order a radiator still. There's still just a ton of stuff to do. I got to put the fuel tank in. I was hoping to do that today. I thought some of this stuff I was just going to roll right through. But man, the fight is real. Yeah. All right. Well, that's just a quick update, and tomorrow I promise I will try to film more of the actual work and not just do a bunch of stuff, cuss, and then come back and fill you in. I don't even remember all the other little nonsense that's driven me crazy, so I'll be back in a little bit. All right, it is now officially the next day and late in the day. Busy morning. So quick story, my son working on his what is it, a 2001 Ram. He was over at his buddy's house using their garage because mine's kind of full, and I guess he was trying to change the thermostat and the bolt broke off inside the aluminum intake manifold factory piece. He tried getting it out of there, but no bueno. So he couldn't even drive home last night, so he slept on their couch. Called us this morning, went and got him. He came back home. We ran over to the junkyard and spent 3 hours in a 2001 Ram 3500 van, which was kind of nice because we had seats to sit on while we picked apart the engine. Pulled that intake manifold off, kind of fought it. Yeah, a lot of those bolts are stubborn at the front of the engine. There's bracketry that's got to come out of the way to get to one little tiny hose. But we managed to get around all that, and I got a perfectly good intake manifold now, with no bolts broken off in it, which is clutch. So did that, but while I was there, let me show you some of the little stuff that I picked up along the way, because just down the road there was a 80s Dodge sitting there. So I got an unbroken turn signal switch, which is cool. The little tabs are all still there, and it works just fine. Associated hardware. Found a bunch of this kind of stuff that, you know, front pocket finds, and the floorboards and shims. Those are always handy. Keep those around. This was in there. This thing is pretty much a new alternator, and I need one for this beast. So that worked out well. 2-pulley, don't care. Looks pretty new though, and it feels good. What it says, Car Quest. So I think this is going to be a fine unit. And that was 29 bucks, $15 core charge, but old alternator that's been laying around for years out of one of my son's trucks. That's going to go back. On the way to the junkyard, I spy with my little eye on the side of the road a DeWalt hammer drill XR version, and 5 amp hour battery on that joker, an XR battery, and it's got a good charge, got the little light, works great. Just laying on the side of the road. Let's see. Oh yeah, somebody's gonna be heartbroken they lost their hammer drill. This thing is dirty, well used, a little rattly, but you know what, I'll take it. Free on the side of the road. Got the associated alternator brackets for this is like a non-AC setup, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Always use one of those. Found some light sockets on that same truck. Now they've been jacked into by some home style, you know, whatever. I'll gack into them better though, more effectively probably than what we're seeing here. But the nice thing is they don't look like this on the inside, rusted with broken off bulbs. So that's kind of a good thing. I don't even know what this goes to. It's just some wire connector thing that was laying on the floor. It's brand new with spades on it. So grabbed those items, and yeah, good day at the junkyard. But it was hot. I sweated through all of the clothes because humid. Not really hot today. I guess it was probably in the 80s. But man, the humidity was up there, and raining, sprinkling right now. And man, it was a miserable morning. But so I don't have a whole lot of time right now, but let me show you what's going on down here. If I can figure out how to do this with my left hand. And it's kind of cool that the hood does shut. One of the great advantages of not having a radiator in right now is that with the hood closed, I can peek up through here, through the grill, and I could see that I have a good inch between this drop base air cleaner. I know it looks cheesy, and that's because it is. I think it's a Spectre from, I think it came with one of the vehicles I bought years ago. There you go, Spectre. But it's got a 4-barrel drop base on it. So that's really handy for this. And the carb's just sitting on there, right? So kind of wanted to double check my clearance to the hood because I need to put a spacer on. I want to just keep that a little cooler. So I got a little spacer here to throw on. Odds and ends time now, folks. But I got to get this stuff done too. This is the power steering bracketry. And I got to get that spark plug back in while I've still got a hole right here to reach up there. Yep. While I was reefing down those header bolts, I had that spark plug out. There it is. I need to put this joker back in there, and then I can figure out my power steering bracketry. And I've already got the alternator figured out. Just got to pop the alternator on there. But as I mentioned previously, I cannot get this pulley off. I've got the puller set there, but it's not coming off. This is the ruined one that was on the 440. I think I showed another video. It's got a big hole in it right there. A little bit bigger pulley on it than this one. This is what came out of the Charger, old school, you know, little chrome top. So what I need to do is pop these brackets off of here because these are for small block, bag them and tag them, and then put those other ones I just showed you on top of the bench onto this. But while I got it apart, I'm going to get all the crud off of it. And that's going to probably be the extent of my adventures this afternoon because it is late in the day. And boy, that junkyard wiped me out, man. I had to wear jeans. Thank God I wore jeans because kneeling down inside of that van, you know, with the engine cover off, pulling all the fuel injector clips and getting the bolts out of the intake manifold, etc. Had to pull out the distributor. But there was broken glass everywhere in that thing. As happens in a junkyard, there were screws and bits of things, and so glad I had on jeans. But man, I sweated. And I found 50 cents while I was in that van. Yes. You know, I think that's because the Mopar gods didn't smile on me yesterday. Maybe today they'll smile on me a little bit better, you know, because I can do something simple like clean and put on a bracket. So let me go ahead and get started on that, but I do want to pop underneath of the car real quick and just give you a visual of what I wrestled with yesterday, particularly with that starter. What a terrible setup. So yeah, this car is going to be the death of me. And also show you where I had to tap out the transmission because the line stripped out again. Good times. So let me show you that stuff real quick, and then I'll get busy cleaning. Man, there is just no room under here. I really could use the car, you know, another 6 or 8 inches in the air. I wish I had a lift, and one of these days I'm going to have a lift. I'm going to blow out the back of this garage one of these years when I get some money together. Anyhow, crying about it today ain't going to change nothing. So kind of, if I can get under here, in combination with this stupid starter are these trans lines, right? And man, I still got to tighten them down fully, but this is the one, just trying to bend this up out of the way. What happens, it pulled that entire brass piece right out of the transmission. So
I don't think it was fully threaded in. It is now after I tapped it. I hope like hell I got all the debris out of there, the aluminum bits. But these like fitted pipes, I have bent the hell out of them to try and fit them better. They still don't fit great, but you can see also, here is my, oh, if I get my hands under here, here is my starter nightmare. That nut, right, because this is an indexed starter, typically you would be able to get a socket right onto that thing, but this thing can clock, and the reason it clocks, see, I've got a finger's width away from that header pipe now because I clocked this fully out of the way. That's good because I won't be overheating this starter, and after, you know, the header engine's hot and everything, I'll actually still be able to start. The problem though is that now I can't get anything in there, and only thing I've been able to try and get on that bolt was this tiny set of little tweaker pliers that I have, and they barely fit in there. I had to take this bolt out of the transmission and pull these pipes out of the way again. They're still floppy. I need to get these tightened, that one back there tightened, and then clipped to the side of the engine and put into a radiator when I get a radiator. I've got this stuff all clipped together now. The shifter linkage, the downshift linkage, I clipped that in. It's not attached up top. There's no spring. I still got to find that stuff. Still got to connect this little guy. And what else? Oh, got the starter wired up, but I think I still need to go and tighten those nuts. But it looks like that's my wiring job from, I don't know, 3 weeks ago when I lengthened this starter wiring, is going to be plenty of clearance around that header. No worries there. It's fairly stiff, and I don't think the wind's going to blow it into that, but I'll have to keep an eye on that. Need to get the cover back on the trans and get these other cross member bolts back in and reefed down, get the ground strap put up, and we should be fairly done under here, other than, let me get out of the way, other than putting these pipes on. Got to put this pipe on this side and that pipe on the other side with the little collector flanges, and then I can start trying to run my exhaust. These pipes are a little bigger. Those look like 2.5. I don't know, I'll have to measure them. My other, the exhaust that came off of this Joker is only 2-inch exhaust, I believe. So, yeah, more flange bolts. Need to fill up the transmission. Put, oh, I got to measure for a drive shaft still. Oh, I need to pay attention to that stuff. Yep, I need to measure for a drive shaft still. Dang. Look through my collection. Maybe I'll find I have something that'll be able to be lengthened or shortened. We'll see. Oh, golly. So that's kind of where I'm at. And cleaning stuff, cleaning that, putting the brackets on. Not good content, boring, but I'm going to do it. And so that might be the wrap on this video. We'll see if anything interesting comes up. Again, stupid stuff. I need to get this oil pressure line running through to the cabin, along with the other gauges. I need to get a temp gauge put in here. Actually, I need to get these sealed and bolted down. That's where the temp gauge will go. Run that wiring around. I've got to put a vacuum port where that brass plug is at the back of the intake, somewhere around here. There it is. I've got a vacuum port. So this will go to the brake booster, and this will go to the headlight vacuum canister. However, because this dong sticks out like that, I can't spin it on there because the wall of the intake manifold hits it. So I think I might be able to nip about 1/4 inch of this off, make it about half length, and I think it might just twirl around, and probably not. It's probably gonna be a frustrating mess. So if that doesn't work, I'll have to get some other way, maybe a 90 or something to come off of that. No, 90 won't spin around either, unless I can get like a block 90. I don't know, man. I'll have to go dig through the Lowe's, brass piping section and see what the hell they got that'll fit this. Got to get the coil. It needs a bolt on here somewhere. Figure out where I like it. Pretty sure I got the timing 180 degrees out because, I'm working on it. That's still loose. Got to get
coolant, you know, radiator, upper hose, lower hose. This is still loose. Just a million little odds and ends. I gotta find the kickdown linkage plate and return spring that goes to the throttle on the side of the carburetor. And I need to, oh yep, looks like I need to find the Mopar adapter. Need to find the Mopar, what you call it, the little dong that sticks off. So I might have another one over there that linkage would go up to for the kickdown. I really want the kickdown to work so I don't burn up the transmission. It's got to work properly. Yeah, long list, keeps going. Oh, still got to put the fuel tank in as well. That shouldn't be too hard. It's just the fuel tank. The rest of the fuel system's already been cleaned out. It's all good, no dirt. All right, well, let me get cleaning on this thing. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Alrighty, the power steering unit is mostly clean-ish. A lot of the paint came off with it, obviously. Man, that thing was greasy. I cannot believe how much grease was on there. I didn't get it all, but doesn't matter. I'll just paint the grease, but now it's that time to just kind of shoot it with a little bit of rust reformer. It's kind of like a primer, whatever. It'll be fine. There's a little bit of rust on it, not much. And then we'll top coat it at some point with, I don't know, black. Sounds reasonable. Like a satin, probably. Satin finish black. Hey, look. Oh, hey, there we go. Should look what I'm doing with the camera. It'll look decent enough-ish. And let me let this dry a little. And then I'll flip her over and get the other side best I can. We're not going for perfection here, folks. Just black and not greasy. And then I can bolt my other brackets on. Oh, by the way, I pulled that down. This is the small block. This is the big block. And you can see there's a major difference in that distance there when you line these two up, right? Big block. So you got to have the right bracket. So keep that in mind if you're ever going to do a swap like this, that you got to have the right stuff. And sometimes it's that little stuff that, you know, doesn't come with the engine, maybe. It can be a little difficult to find. So if you can pick up the engine with all the accessories on it, that's the way to go. Man, I'm telling you. For sure. Alright, I'll finish this up and then maybe get to bolting it on tomorrow when it's really dry. Alright, got some, I ended up going with gloss paint because it's high temp engine paint. Just gobbed it on there. It's not pretty, but it's done. So, gotta let this dry. I'll probably come back at it later this week because, you know, it's Sunday afternoon. Time to go fire up the grill and get some pork chops going. Get some dinner. So that's going to do it for this video. A little bit of progress. I know, wasn't a great video as far as seeing the work being done or whatever. You know, just kind of just getting it done. So I'll probably do some more work on it this week during the evening. Keep just, you know, ticking off the list of stuff, and we'll be back with you here shortly. So thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out trying to grow this thing, and we'll talk to you soon, man. So have a great week, and thanks for watching Rotten Rust Garage.